Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I've got two articles that I want to talk about. And as usual, the articles will be right down below in the video description. They are both from TMZ if you want to read them yourself so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. And also, I believe there's going to be a clip of, I don't know if it's from TikTok. I believe it's from TikTok of Kid Rock. Okay, and then a post on X from Donald Trump Jr. Okay, let me start with Kid Rock first. Actually, I was pleasant. I'm surprised that I'm saying this, but I was pleasantly surprised by Kid Rock's message. Let me describe the video for you. I believe this is on TikTok or it might be on X. Like I said, the link will be right down below. I'll make sure it's right down below. So, it's Kid Rock, the Kid Rock persona, and Bob Ritchie. Okay, so first it's the Kid Rock. He's kind of acting as both people. So he comes out this door. It says Billiards. I don't know if this is his house. It's probably his house. And he comes out this door. It looks like a bar setting, but I think it's his home. And he's got a bright red tracksuit with his white boy hat and everything. It's in his Kid Rock persona. And I guess this is his response to Donald Trump winning the election. He grabs his crotch and then drops the mic. Tough guy. Okay, that didn't surprise me. Then it goes to the Bob Ritchie persona. Okay, so it's just like him in a regular shorts and a t-shirt, and he comes out the door and he sits down in the chair. And this is I'm going to try to give him credit for this. He says, this isn't the time to gloat. Like yesterday, I did the video yesterday talking about going to the barbershop, and I called my MAGA barber. And that's all these people did. I was surrounded by 5 or 6 people from this small town, and I was the only Harris voter there. And they were gloating. That's all I could say. I felt incredibly uncomfortable. And these people seem to believe that it's gonna be raining money. That's all the barber kept saying. We're all going to be rich. We're all going to be, we're all going to have so much money. And then he told me how then I could give him a bigger tip above the 25% I was already giving him. But if you watch the video, you already heard that. Okay, so back to Kid Rock or Bob Ritchie. So he says now's not the time to gloat. And then he says this. He says most of the people on the left are good people that just have the same vision for America, but just have a different idea on how to get there. Okay, I like that. That's good. I'm impressed. He said something about extending an olive branch and being the bigger person, and that's great. That's great if they could do that. I'm pleasantly surprised. Okay, so then it goes into this whole patriotic thing with him singing and performing, and Donald Trump, and the pictures of Donald Trump, and the worship pictures of him getting, the whole thing with the rally and getting hit, and the fight. Okay, and that's where they lost me. I'm all about this country being great. I'm all about the economy being better. I'm all about safety in this country and doing things the right way and legal way and all that stuff. I just can't. As soon as I see that picture of Donald Trump, like I'm supposed to support our president or my president. I will never call him my president. I have no respect for this man, and just because he's president now, it's not going to magically appear. Just off the top of my head, one of the biggest things I remember is him making fun of the handicapped reporter. I know if there's Trump supporters watching this, they're going to be like, oh, geez, that was years ago, and he was misunderstood, and it was just a joke. Man, to me, that is just wrong. When I saw that, it was just, there's no amount of explaining or whatever that will ever make that okay. That when I see if any person on this earth that I see do something like that, I will never ever have respect for them. And then here's another one off the top of my head. When there was the eclipse And we were told, don't look straight up the sun because it could cause blindness or eye damage. And the president of our United States, the most powerful man in the world, looks up and stares directly straight into the sun. And this is the guy that's in charge of our nuclear weapons. That can't, or maybe he's just too much of a man to put on glasses. He's got Superman eyes, or his genes are so good, or he's got the best genes ever, so his eyes aren't going to be damaged. Those are just two things off the top of my head. I will never respect that man, and he's just never going to be my president. Do I want the country to be great and prosperous and safe? Of course I do. I agree with him on that part about us having the same idea for the country, just different thoughts on how to get there. I just believe that people on the left have more empathy and compassion. And I believe in extending a hand to help people out. That's my, and I just don't see that in Donald Trump. I see the opposite of that in Donald Trump. That's my thoughts on that. Okay, now this is where I really get pissed off. Donald Trump Jr., he makes a joke. Okay, now I'll probably use this on my thumbnail. I believe this is from X. And he shows his father's mugshot and a picture of Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris. And it says, the headline is, Donald Trump is arrested for beating 2 women. Okay, so he's making a little joke on how his father beat, and I thought about that, and that's kind of, the fact that he couldn't beat another man like Joe Biden is kind of demeaning to him, I guess. If you're a misogynist, so I guess he had to make a joke about how his father beat 2 women. I grew up with my mom and my sister. I don't know, I'm sorry if you heard this story before, but my father died of brain cancer when I was 9 years old, terminal brain cancer. And before he died, he told me, you're the man of the family. You got to watch out for your mother and your sister. I was 9 years old. And I took that to heart. I'm very protective. God help anybody that comes near my mother and my sister, or hurts them or makes them cry or does anything to them in any way, because I will expend every bit of my energy and freedom to hunt them down and do away with them. I've grown up very comfortable with women and very supportive of women. I'm very comfortable. I've always done well dating because I see women as people just like guys, and a lot of guys just don't get that. I have never ever put a finger or hand on a woman in my life, besides for some small arguments with my younger sister back when when we were kids. There was something like that, but I've never ever touched a woman. There was times when I was dating that I would meet a woman and we would start dating, and then it can go the other way. There was times when I found that a woman some women had been in abusive relationships, I found, and to some of the women that I dated, they connected love to being treated badly. Because I didn't treat them badly, they didn't think I loved them, or they would try to hit me. And whenever I saw any sign of that, whenever a woman struck me in anger, slapped me for the first time after we'd been dating for a week or a couple months or whatever like that, I was gone. That's just something I'll never touch a woman. I'll never hit a woman. I'll never allow a woman to hit me either. Because just starting to go down that road I'm not going to go down that road. I'm not going to take abuse myself, because sooner or later I'm afraid what might happen. So I take that very seriously. To me, this is no joke. When I see something like that, I think of my mother and my sister, and God help anybody that hurt them. One other thing I want to mention, back when I was dating Audrey, my last girlfriend, she passed away from COVID 3 years ago. I was at her family's house, and they were making a big joke out of Donald Trump beating Hillary Clinton. And I still remember they were all chanting. And these are like wealthy, well-off people, a nice big house, and they're all chanting on how Donald Trump is gonna schlong Hillary Clinton. I don't know what schlong is supposed to mean, but I still remember that, and how I lost respect for her family when I saw that. Those are my thoughts on this. I don't find this Donald Trump Jr. thing a joke in the least. I think it's extremely offensive. Making a joke of domestic violence is never funny. Those are some of my thoughts. The links will be down below. I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a good Sunday.